Hey everyone, I'm going to be making one of the best and easiest pot roast recipes you'll ever try. This is so good. This is actually my favorite pot roast recipe. I've never had any pot roast that I like better than the way that I make my own. So it's really simple and I'll show you everything you need. This is the roast that I'm making right here. I have that, and basically you just need some onions, potatoes, garlic, carrots, and some onion soup mix. So this is the way that I make it. And with these baby organic carrots right there and the small bite-sized potatoes, you don't even have to cut anything up. So actually, if this is even your first meal, if you've never cooked anything before in your life, you could cook this. This is how simple it is, but it is so good. So I'm going to get started by cutting up my garlic and onions. Okay, I have about one onion cut up and I used almost that full bag of potatoes. And I have my garlic cut up here and I'm going to show you what I'm about to do with that. So I'm going to be cooking my roast in a slow cooker, but even though I love the convenience of the slow cooker, I do a little bit of prep with this particular pot roast because I like to roast my vegetables. I don't just throw them all in the pot. And also with the roast, I like to sear it first in a frying pan before I put it in. So there's just a little bit of minor prep just to make sure that it turns out really good. I just love roasted vegetables, and I don't really like the texture or the flavor of like boiled or slow cooker vegetables. So that's how I do it that way. And I have a little beef stock in my slow cooker getting ready. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to infuse my roast with this garlic. Infuse my roast usually. I just make a little cut like that, and I just stick a little piece of garlic deep inside there, like that. And as it cooks, you're not going to be able to taste any like really strong flavors of garlic. It's just going to give the meat a really good flavor. So I just do this all through the roast. I don't remember where I learned this particular idea, probably Food Network, but it tastes so good. So just making a cut like that, sticking the garlic all the way in. Just make sure it goes all the way in because when you sear the meat on both sides in the frying pan, you don't want the taste of any burnt garlic. So just make sure it goes down in there really deep. So I'm going to get this finished and I'm going to show you how I sear it. It looks like all infused with the garlic, and I actually did both sides, but I still had some garlic left over, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that to the potatoes and onions. So I'm going to get this in the frying pan. I have the oil heating up right now, and also I'm going to be adding 1 pack of onion soup mix to the beef stock, and that's the only seasoning I'm going to be using for the pot roast, and that's all it needs. All that garlic and the onion soup mix, it's just a really, really good flavor. I have one side searing so far, and I'm not just going to sear the top and the bottom, I'm also going to be searing the sides, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. Here's what it looks like. I have it seared on all sides. So now I'm going to add my onion soup mix to my beef stock, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Okay, I have my roast added to my slow cooker. I also added 1 pack of onion soup mix to my beef stock. If you don't have beef stock, you can use chicken stock also. I've used that in the past. No difference. You just need a lot of liquid. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let it cook for about 4 hours, and I'm going to get my roasted vegetables ready. And towards like the end, when it's almost done, maybe the last 15 minutes, I'm going to actually add my roasted vegetables to the roast here in the slow cooker. Now I have my vegetables ready to roast. I have my potatoes, carrots, onions, and garlic. I'm probably going to roast these, get them in the oven about an hour before my roast is done. And the only thing that I used to season them with is some avocado oil and some sea salt. You can use olive oil. I use olive oil most of the time, but I just love avocado oil lately. So that's what they look like now. And the next time you see these vegetables, they're going to be cooked and they're going to be ready to add to my roast. On this and see how it's doing. It's been a couple hours. So this is what it's looking like. Looks really good. Smells really good. So it should be done in just probably, I'm thinking maybe an hour, hour and a half. And then we're going to add the roasted vegetables and I'll let you see what it looks like. Okay, and now my vegetables are all done. Everything is smelling really good. So I'm going to add my vegetables to the last 15 minutes of cook time to the roast, and then I will show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, and it's done. It turned out great. So it looks really good and my whole house smells amazing. This is such a very simple, fail-proof meal. Anybody can make this even if it's your first time ever making something like this. So what I did is I cooked it for about 4 hours. And if you're unsure on how long to cook whatever roast that you buy, typically I just test it like I already did a little bit ago. And it should be falling apart like that with the fork. So as long as it's falling apart, you're pretty much good to go. So this looks really good. So if you're new to my channel, please like this video and subscribe. I try to make a new, different recipe every Sunday, but this one I was really in the mood for today, so this is something that I've made many times before. So I hope you like it, and I hope you give this a try if you've never made this before. So simple, a very good first recipe for somebody to make. So again, thank you so much for watching. Bye.